What's up, everybody? We are live for our 10,000 sub giveaway. Who we got in here already? 2 quacks and Flive. Do I do that every time? I think I butcher their name every time.
Probably.
2 quacks and 5 clucks farm. We got Stacy from Yellow Rose Hempstead. That's my homegirl right there. Donald.
Me.
You. Mama Z's Texas Kitchen. Papa Z. Awesome. So give people a couple minutes to hop in. We have tons that we're going to talk about tonight. Updates throughout the week. And we're doing a Jeopardy game, which is probably going to take up the majority of our time on our live. So we're not going to wait too long before we go over some of our recent updates. And then we get into the game. And we are going to be giving away, and I'll probably reiterate this several times tonight, a $50 Amazon gift card, a $25 Amazon gift card, and I think we said a 10?
Yeah.
A 10. So there's going to be 3 winners. And Donald's going to keep track of scoring. So I don't know if you need to set up like a thing for that. But it's going to be Jeopardy. So we're doing this to have some fun, do some soil education, which is something we're both very passionate about, and give away some monies.
I just realized I have a computer.
You do have a computer. You should set up like a spreadsheet. So let me make sure that I'm not missing anybody. I think I am good. And you may learn some stuff. Even if you don't win, you may learn some stuff about soil. So we'll see. I've posted it around. Feel free to give us a thumbs up as you come in. And we'll get started soon. How's everybody doing? Hey, TJ Miller. I am sick. I have a fever. But I'm not going to let it stop me. We were thinking about canceling. And then I was like, no, we've been, really pushing to have this Jeopardy game. And we're at the 2,000 subs. And before we lose the 2,000 subs, we might as well celebrate it. So you had an alarm set. That's awesome. Yeah, Dad got sick a couple days ago, right? Just overnight. And so I was taking care of him. And then I woke up this morning. I've got a fever and a cough, but I'm feeling pretty good right now. Still have a little bit of cough, so I may cough some tonight. But Stacy says she needs all the help she can get. She's got that Texas clay. Yeah, we actually have a lot of clay here too, surprisingly. I didn't think we would. We're in a very rocky terrain, so. All right, so we are, well, I'll give it one more minute. Once we're at 5 minutes in, we're going to go ahead and go over a couple of our updates, and then we'll get started on the Jeopardy. TJ says, I talked to a friend today. He got the COVID. Yeah, I'm really hoping this is not that. Dad says he's feeling better, so I don't think it is. He's not losing taste. I know that's not in every case of COVID, but he's mostly just been disoriented, and I think the first day he had a fever and coughing mostly. And I've got the cough now and the fever. I can feel it right now. Even my cheeks are a little red from the fever, so I am living with a fever.
You stay over there.
You drank after me today, even though I told you not to.
Fair enough.
All right, so let's go through some of our updates. Y'all did y'all's farm workout planning 28 strawberry crowns. Yes, I love the farm workout. I did some farm workout yesterday. Donald did most of it. We've got you did all the beds. What did you do yesterday? You did all the beds, cleaning them out. I helped clean them out. And then laid down hay.
Yeah, cleaned the beds and laid down hay.
So.
And then it was the day for yesterday, did the trees.
Oh, yes. I forgot about the trees. So tell them what trees we got. We got 2 cherry trees. One that's older, like a big one, because that's my favorite fruit. And then a smaller one.
Yeah, so we got planted 2 cherry trees. We did a American hazelnut bush, which is not really a bush, it's a tree, but it's like 18 feet tall, but they consider that a bush.
Mm-hmm.
A goji berry tree or bush, and then an aronia berry bush.
Yeah. So we're getting quite an orchard set up, because I think what we're planning to do is next year get some sheep, run them through the orchard, and some ducks. and run them through the orchard. So we're getting the trees planted now. We're getting the fence up now. And then by this time next year, it's going to be a gradual fence because everything's so expensive. We'll do more. Our chicken tender said 27 of the 28 are up and putting out leaves. Awesome. So that was one of our big updates. We did, a lot of stuff in the garden. Everybody's doing stuff in the garden right now, but I was really excited about the orchard trees. Oh, yeah, the hazelnut. You said we did the hazelnut.
Yeah.
What else did we do? You want to talk about your books?
Well, we did the summit.
Oh, we did the soil summit. So I don't know if you guys mentioned or remember us mentioning last week, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of last week was the soil summit, which was put on by Dr. Elaine Ingram, and Gabe Brown was a speaker. Ray Archuleta was a speaker. I forget who else, but it was 3 days of us just like all day long watching back-to-back presentations about soil. And who was the one guy? That's actually a good segue into that one book. We bought a book because of this one guy. Steve Gabriel. Hadn't heard of him before.
Yeah.
But the way that he presented his presentation about soil was so good. But we'll show you the book. Stacy asks, whoops, wrong one. I want cherry trees. Are y'all in the food hedge? They sort of are near it. We kind of decided, because now we want to do sheep, that we can't really do a food hedge in with the sheep because they're going to eat it all. But we're leaving space between the fencing and the road that will have some food hedge stuff there. So it'll be right near there. That makes sense. Oh, hey, Nana's Menagerie. That's Stacy. Or not Stacy, Sherry. Sorry, Sherry's new channel. So definitely check her out. But I'll show you one of the books then, because that was one of the presenters that encouraged us to buy this book. Donald can tell you about it because he's the one that is reading it.
I haven't read it yet. I'm still reading the Holistic Management by Alan Favorite.
Well, tell why we bought this book.
So we bought this book because silvopasture, I don't know if anyone knows what that is. It's basically your raising animals rotationally through the woods. But it's not a dense wood. It's kind of like a you're going to clear out some trees so the sun can get into from the canopy to the soil to grow grass, to grow grazing material, so you can utilize as much land as you can.
This book is linked in the description of this video, by the way.
Yeah.
But this, we've been trying to think, and we actually asked some of the presenters during the Soil Summit this week, how can you, like, they have all this regenerative agriculture, but it's for like big crops and people with lots of land. But how do you replicate that for people like us that only have like an acre and a quarter or small farms, farmettes and stuff? And this, honestly, I think is the solution. So we're going to be getting into this big time, and this is going to be part of Donald's soil education. But again, that link is in the description. Another book he got, what you want to talk about?
This one, Entangled Life, is about fungi. And it's, what are you pointing at something?
Nope.
Oh, okay. So the Teaming with Fungi book is specifically about mycorrhizal. This one is about the majority of fungi.
Yes. I love his name, Merlin Sheldrake, like his very British name, Merlin Sheldrake.
And he is British.
Yeah. I love the cover, though. Isn't that a pretty cover, though?
I like the spine.
He likes the spine because it's got like this.
Like a spidery look.
Yeah.
Or actually
So,
like a filamentous
a link
fungi.
to this is in the description as well, with an Amazon affiliate link, just in case that bothers you. Which is actually a good segue into our next big announcement before we start the game. Donald, when we got our stimulus, we did a couple things. But two of the big things that are going to affect our channel is Donald officially signed up for...
I'm sorry, I was reading the question.
Oh.
Yeah, I officially signed up for Gabe Brown's class.
Yes.
Online school.
So I'm doing Rosemary Gladstar's herbal class, and Donald is doing Gabe Brown's soil class. So expect our channel to go in both of those directions over the coming months, which I'm really excited about.
TJ Miller's question.
Let me find this one. You ever find out what all them cops were doing? Yes. So, and I should have grabbed a picture of that. So for those of you that are on my personal Facebook, I don't think I put this on Copper Kettle Farms Facebook. We had about 15 cop cars show up in front of the house. What day was that? Friday?
No, Friday. Well,
Thursday. It was when it was raining.
Was it when it was raining?
Yeah.
So then it was Thursday.
And we're like, what needs 11 cop cars? And earlier in the day, about 2 hours prior to that, a gentleman it was at a Sheetz gas station, which is just, like a big gas station around here. I don't think they're all over the country or anything, but he, for some reason, plowed through a gas pump and into a car that was in the next gas pump over, pinning them in the car and pushed them. I think that knocked out the next gas pump. Mm-hmm. No idea why. I still don't know. Like, I don't know if it was like drug related or something, but he fled on foot. Now that is about 200 or 300 acres that way.
Yeah.
Behind our house. So he fled and they caught him on foot in front of the house. And I was like, all right. I mean, good job. I don't know that you needed 11 cops for that, but it was a manhunt. So that's what that was.
Yep.
Make sure I'm not missing anything. Police hour curfew up here, right? Someone running a tiller needs 11 cop cars. Right. Love that. Whoops. So that was one big investment, was Donald's soil thing, which, obviously we're going to put into his business, the soiling as well. The other announcement, yes, is we bought something. We bought something for our channel to kind of upgrade our experience. And not only are we doing these classes and doing all the things to provide more content for the channel, but we also bought this. We bought a mirrorless camera. It was very affordable. I can get you the exact model if you want through an Amazon link, but it was a really good deal. And I've already started playing with it a little bit and I love it, but now we have a proper camera. And even though I have a fever today, I expect that it's going to break tonight. I'm going to go play with it tomorrow out in the yard. And honestly, being out in the sunshine feels really good when you're sick. So laying out in the sunshine and taking pictures seems like a really good activity, even when you have a fever. So that's what I'm going to do.
This camera had all the stuff that you wanted.
Yes, it hooks up to your Bluetooth. It hooks up to Wi-Fi. It can take pictures and automatically put them on my phone, put them on the cloud, my computer. I think I can live stream with it. So I might set up a live stream tomorrow. We'll see. And I can...
Has the external mic.
It has an external mic hookup, which we did get an external mic with a little furry thing.
The dead cat?
Yeah. I got a nice canvas camera bag that I bought off Amazon.
And then it
has the viewfinder, the screen, and it rotates. So, what's the name again? What's the name for what? Yes, it has a flip screen. So, actually, I can probably get the Amazon link real quick just to show you guys. But we spent hours comparing. Actually, let me grab that real quick. Products, cameras, and I spend way too much time reading reviews and all that other stuff. But I'm obsessed like that. So this was the one we decided on. It was actually probably initially my second choice, but Donald convinced me when we started looking through the stats some more that this one was probably better. So we also got a, what do you call it? The stand for it and a 64 gig card. So this is the link. Again, it's an Amazon link, but that's what we all do. So y'all understand. Yeah, the dead cat. I was like, what a weird name for things. Yeah, we got a tripod. We got this camera that I'm linking. And then a really nice bag. I can put links out to that stuff too if you guys want. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So that's the camera. The bag was really nice and affordable. Now, again, we bought this with stimulus money. It was the only thing we actually bought for ourselves with stimulus money.
Yeah.
And it's not... like I can write it off as a business expense because I plan to use it for my marketing agency as well. So this is the bag. And the Rode mic with the dead cat. Now the mic, I'm not entirely sure. We got a cheaper one. We did price some of the bigger ones, but when we were reading the reviews, this one I think for a starter mic is, when we were listening to some of the review comparisons,
Had the better reviews.
Here it is. This is the mic. No problem, Skinner Farmers, but welcome. I'm glad you're here because we're going to be referencing you later. You can stream live with that camera, just need a few additional hookups for it. Awesome. Yeah, I also want to get like another battery. It comes with one. And I was playing with it some today, but I'm probably going to want 2 more. One to keep on the charger, one as a backup to carry with me, and then one in the camera. So I'll probably get 2 more batteries. And then if I need some hookups, then we'll do that. But it's a really nice camera. It was really affordable compared to everything else that we were looking at. So yeah.
Yeah, we didn't pay $250.
No, we did not pay $250 for the mic. We paid,
what, 40?
well, you guys will see. Yeah, like $40. So we'll see how it does. Again, I apologize. I am sick. I have a fever and a cough. So anyway, do we have any other big announcements besides we showed the books, showed the camera,
The trees.
we did the trees, we planted stuff, we got stuff coming up like everybody. It's really exciting. I check on them every morning. My little babies, I call them.
Leia somehow got out.
Is getting out. Leia, the Nubian with the Jar Jar Binks ears. But I think that's about it, right?
I think so, yeah.
All right, so it's 9:18. This is probably going to take us the rest of the live to do this. But again, we wanted to give away a $50 Amazon gift card, a $25 Amazon gift card, and a $10 Amazon gift card. So I'm going to figure out how to do this. We will see how it goes. I just need to figure out how to do it. Once I do that. So we want to share a screen. What screen do I want to share? This one. There we go. Here we go, guys.
All right.
Ignore all of my little icons at the top. I'm obsessed. Actually, does it let me full screen that, I wonder?
That actually looks pretty good.
Oh, there we go. That's even better. That gets rid of the things. All right. So Donald is going to keep score. It's going to be first, second, third, whoever gets the most points as we go through this. And
whoever answers first.
Whoever answers first. We thought about doing everybody together, but it's just easier to do whoever answers this first. So I hope you guys can type fast. Some of these answers might be a little complicated. We'll see. As far as choosing topics, we're just going to let whoever wants to choose. Do we need to answer in the form of a question? No. I thought about that. I would have to rewrite some of these, and I just didn't feel like it. So you don't have to answer in the form of a question. Some of them you could, but if you know the answer, post it in the chat. And it's whoever answers first. And then we're just going to allow you guys to just pick a topic and number. Whoever says one first, that's the one that we're going to start with, because that's just the easiest way to do this, I think.
Stacy already said one.
What did Stacy say?
She said soil building for 500.
Did she really?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started on that one. Soil building for 500. Name 6 principles of regenerative agriculture. So again, first answer in there. We'll give you guys a couple to get through it. Again, this is probably going to take the rest of the live to do this. That's why we wanted to get it started a little early.
I have a feeling I'm going to
Hey, Sean in Alaska.
get this one.
I see Cutters in here. And you can Google this. Like, I don't expect, we actually did some Googling ourselves just to figure out what kind of questions we wanted to answer. So, crap, I don't think crap is one of them, is it? Like, poop, right? It might be one of them. You picked one of the harder ones for that category. Larry Curly Moe, Joe Shemp, and Curly Joe. Now, I think this is something, if we have to give some hints, this is something that Gabe Brown talks about a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if that helps.
Gabe Brown or Ray Archuleta.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess if we have to try to skip it, we can, but or move on to the next one. I'm actually trying to see if I can pull up the spreadsheet. One of them said protect the soil.
That's one.
That's one. All right, I'm pulling up the spreadsheet so I have it in front of me. Minimize or eliminate tillage. Look at Cutter. Protect the soil, biodiversity, integrate livestock, increase organic matter.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5.
You got one more? We got TJ Miller in here that says keep the soil covered, minimize soil disturbance, maximize crop diversity, maintain a living root in the ground year round, and integrate. That's 5 too.
That's 5. There's one more.
One more. Whoever gets it. Stacy's knocking them out too. Look, she's got one in there. Let's see. 2 quacks has got integrate livestock, eliminate tillage, biodiversity. That's 3. Protect the soil. That's 4. I'm thinking they probably have it between all of them. What am I missing? Oh, that first one there? Probably.
Yep.
Do you know what that means? I remember we put that
Yes.
word in there, but I don't know what it means.
Yes, I know what it means.
Hey, James. So one more. Nobody has said yet, it looks like. Can we give a hint to that one?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, we're going to give you a hint for that last one.
I don't know how to give a hint for that. It's all about?
Huh?
No, so that's weird. That's a weird hint. No.
Let's see. Mama Z says depleting, boosting biodiversity, maintaining proper water, nutrient cycling, composting.
So far, the 5 out of the 6 Cutter and TJ Miller have gotten. Like 2 quacks has gotten 4.
2 quacks says biomass.
No.
Stacy.
What did she say?
No, just her picking the hardest one.
It's so. What is the way to say this? It's about where you live.
I said that's what the Google's telling them.
Oh, Google's wrong on this one, man.
Let's see, 6 principles.
Because I got this from the man.
Now, what did you get it from him?
Hmm?
Where did you get it from him?
A couple of his talks.
I don't know. We might have to do something different for this one. Like,
Well, let's just say since
connect to ecosystem at large, Cutter says.
What is it?
Cutter says connect to ecosystem at large.
I don't know what that means,
Okay.
but I'll say that's close enough.
Mama Z says knowing your land.
I think Cutter's is close enough for that.
Okay. So the answer was here.
Context.
We'll put it on here.
Yeah.
Context, and explain what that means so that they know.
So context is basically your area. It's
Because it's not going to be the same from California to Florida, like, or Maine or something like that. Right?
for the most part it is, but it's like it's basically if you're not going to plant the same plants as someone in California if you're in North Dakota. So it's that type of context.
Yeah.
You're not going to, or you shouldn't, calve in January. You should be calving in May and June. It's you got three types of context. You got social context, you have ecological context, then you have financial financial context. Is it in your budget? Is it what?
Stacy says, okay, dirt for $10.
Okay, dirt for $10.
All right, so you got Cutter as the winner for that one?
So yeah, Cutter.
All right. So.
Well, Missy said that, but Cutter got it first.
All right, so what is
On
the
that
next
part.
one that people are asking for? What's the next one? Someone wants to pick our next question.
And that was 500.
That was 500 points for Cutter. Cutter's a player.
500.
Industrial Ag for 200 from Cutter. All right.
Industrial Ag.
The biggest contributor to the dead zone in the Gulf is let's see if somebody gets this one. Should be fairly easy. Stacy's BP, right? Stacy says refineries. Mama Z says oil. Hey, Lone Star Pioneering. Surprisingly, none of these are right. I mean, I'm sure they're huge contributors, but the biggest is something else. Offshore drilling. Oh, I think Stacy's got this one.
I think 2 quacks did.
Did they? What did they say? Nitrogen and phosphorus?
What was the answer?
Which one are we doing? Oh, this one. It's, you see that word from here? I can't say it to you because then I'm saying it.
No.
Okay.
Well, then I'm going to go with your judgment on this.
He said nitrogen and phosphorus.
That's close enough.
Okay. Sorry. So the correct response is chemical fertilizer.
Like, yeah, runoff. So
Yeah.
nitrogen and phosphorus.
And honestly, a lot of people don't realize that kind of one of the biggest contributors of chemical fertilizer is actually residential homes.
I didn't know that.
Isn't that what you told me?
Well, I mean, at the time I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I
All the
learned
stuff that we spray in our yards and stuff, it compacts and, contributes with everybody else's. And yeah. So who won that one? 2 quacks?
2 quacks.
All right. So they get 200. All right. So what is our next question?
That'd be 2 quacks.
2 quacks, yeah. Although Cutter was close.
Cutter was close. He was the next one.
You're still winning.
Yes, and that's true, Stacey. Everyone wants a pretty yard.
Yeah. All right. We've got Ag for 100. I see that one first on Mama. And I'm just going to go by what I see first. If it shows differently for you guys because of StreamYard, I apologize. But
well, honestly, are we letting the person that won the question ask?
no, I was just going to let whoever else wants to.
Okay.
So Ag for 100. And that is easy one. What does CAFO stand for? I hate CAFOs. I'm hoping that StreamYard is showing the correct person first. Stacy says coffee. Cafefe.
Okay.
This one's pretty easy. You might have, I would probably have to Google it to make sure I get the exact words, but concentrate animal feeding operations. It's Cutter. I think that's
Well, look at the answer. I don't have the answers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we put. So Cutter got that one.
Oh, dang, Cutter's on top of it.
Right? Wasn't expecting that. He gets 100 points. I hate CAFOs. But look at all these other people got it too. 2 quacks got it. Mama Z, Stacy got it. Look at you guys. All right. Who wants to pick our next category? So I think Cutter's in first place and then 𝙒𝘋𝙔𝙎, right?
Yep.
Second. So we still need a third place. First, second, third, all still get some money. So Stacy says agriculture for 300. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Due to current industrial ag, this destructive chemical is prominent across 75% of the world. This thing is massive and I hates it. Hey, never enough time. This one might be fairly easy too, but Lone Star Pioneer says arsenic. Unfortunately not, although arsenic is bad too. Cutter says carbon dioxide. That is not correct. Stacy says ammonia. Also not correct. If we have to give a hint for this one, we could.
I would say the roundups are close. It's not the answer.
Yeah, you have to have the actual chemical. Yeah, honestly, people say cows, but it's actually not. And I didn't realize that it's not cow farts so much as it's cow burps when you're talking about that. Yeah.
It's people thought cow patties were the big ones.
𝙒𝘋𝙔𝙎 is getting closer, but it's the actual chemical name. Ammonium nitrate, not quite. Getting closer. Oh, 𝙒𝘋𝙔𝙎 has got it. Glyphosate.
How much was that one?
300, yeah. That is, it's found in everything anymore. Like, you can't farm without this being around the majority, well, 75% of the world.
So one of the issues with glyphosate is the fact that it's water
This will
soluble.
not go forward. Oh, there we go. That's why.
Which it's not good for a world that's 70 to 75% water.
Yeah.
Human bodies that are 70 to 75% water.
Yeah. All right. So next category. I'll wait and see what the first one that comes up is. Fungi for 100, or fungi, however you want to say it, I guess. It means fungus root in Greek and is one of the most valuable organisms in your soil. Hey, Rolling Homestead Wild Edibles. Good to have you, Mark. We're doing some soil building or soil Jeopardy. I actually got the idea from Tyler. So Tyler Bushcraft, his channel. This one should be fairly easy to Google too.
And our apologies, we didn't organize them correctly.
Yeah,
So-
some of them might be harder or easier because we didn't really do the 1 through 500 as well as we should have. Hey, Evans Family Homestead. Stacy says shrooms. Not
Never
quite.
enough time. Boom.
Yep, never enough time. Got it. I can never say the word.
Mycorrhiza.
Mycorrhiza. That is correct. Good job. That's that stuff that when you like pull stuff out of the ground,
What was that, 100?
it's like all that white fingers, right?
Yep.
All right. Who would like to pick the next category? Remember, the first place winner will be getting a $50 Amazon gift card, second place 25, and third place 10 to celebrate our 10,000 subs. So, did I spell that correctly? I think you're close. Pretty close. I wouldn't be able to spell it
At
correctly.
the end, and then you have it.
Fungi for 300. Look at Skippy. She's just skipping everywhere. This group of vegetables prefer a bacteria-dominated soil instead of fungi or fungi. I remember what this one is. We learned about this because we didn't realize certain vegetables or plants, some prefer bacteria, some prefer fungi, but the majority of this group of plants, so like a
group, family.
Yeah, family of plants prefer bacteria over fungi. Skinner says, I'm listening and planting onions. Sorry, I'm not answering. No problem. So we got root vegetables, potatoes. Not quite. Not quite. And I guess potatoes and taters, they would be basically considered nightshades and root vegetables.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to Donald. He's weird. This one might be a little hard.
I would just start running through the names.
Yeah. Just start putting the names out.
Because in our game, you don't get one false answer and you're done.
Yeah, you can answer multiple times if you don't get it the first time.
Of course, I shouldn't have said that. Because then Cutter will be like, boom, 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 boom.
Right? Never not time says legumes.
No.
Nope. Peppers, nope. Peppers would be considered a nightshade.
Peppers actually prefer a 1-to-1 ratio.
But you're getting close. And this would help you guys when you're planting this year. That you want.
Boom. Never enough time.
Never enough time. Brassicas. Yes. That is correct. They prefer bacteria instead of fungi. So something to keep in mind. Bacteria dominated. Not
So
completely.
it needs both.
Right.
But they need bacteria
More than fungi.
more than fungi.
Yeah.
How much was that one?
That one was 300.
300.
Good job. Never have time is in the game here too. All right, what's our next one?
Not beans, Cutter.
So what do you give them? So what do you give them if you want a bacteria dominated instead of, well, you don't want to put wood, right? Woody stuff.
Well, you can put less carbon materials. So instead of like wood chips, you can put hay for like a mulch.
Yeah.
Now, Elaine Ingram did say if you want to build more bacteria, you can add molasses.
Oh, there you
Because that's a food source for bacteria, and it has like 9 different sugars or something like that.
There you go. Maybe add a little molasses.
Soil building for 100.
Yep, I see Mama Z's. Let's do that. The biggest cause of erosion of topsoil is. A lot of people don't realize this one either, I don't think, but I think we've talked about it in our lives before, though. I know we have, yeah. So we've got wind, tilling, and plowing. Not correct. But those are good answers because wind is obviously part of it. Lone Star got it, water. Do we want to be specific? I think water should be fine.
Water's fine because, I mean, the answer is rain.
So rainfall on bare ground. When you have such compacted or soil that's not absorbing the rain like it's supposed to and putting it down in your natural aquifer, then the rain is either going to pull it away or the rain's just going to sit there, and you want that water to absorb into your ground, and it'll either evaporate or it'll run off, basically. If you've ever seen that movie, Biggest Little Farm, love that movie, they addressed that exact issue in there as well. When they were having severe, because they're out in California, severe droughts, they were doing better than their neighbors because they had their own aquifer that was pretty full. And then when they had massive flooding, all their neighbors were just big rolling mud and all this, and theirs just went right into the ground because they had good soil, they had good root systems, and yeah, no bare ground. So all right, so our next one, so you got that one for 100, right? For never enough time.
No, it was Lone Star.
Was it Lone Star?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was. Sorry. All right, next one. We're getting close. We're almost halfway done. I think we'll be able to make this by 10.
Oh, yeah. If it goes over.
Yeah, we're not in a big hurry.
Ag for 400.
Ag for 400. All right. This animal system increases the levels of localized soil erosion. This one should actually be pretty easy. Remember, first answer gets the points, and then we'll just randomly pick. So Mama Z says cows, Two Quack says rotation, and Skinner Firm says moles. I think Cutters is probably the closest.
I don't know. I don't have Cutters.
Cutters said
Feedlots.
feedlots.
That's-
Yeah. CAFOs, what we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, they increase the levels of localized soil erosion. Actually, I can just do it this way. CAFO. So that's 400 points for Cutter.
400.
Good job, Cutter. Over munching. That's me. I overmunch. All right. Next one. I think my fever is actually breaking.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Stacy says fungi for 500. She's going for the hard ones. She's in this. So fungi tend to dominate over bacteria in this type of soil environment. I'm trying to remember the answer myself. Oh, okay. Sandy soil is not correct. Cutter says moist and dark. That would be a good answer, but
It's not our answer.
it's not our answer. Trying to think of a hint that we could give. I do have one I could probably give. Mama Z says, I think she means clay. That is also not correct.
The hell is glay?
Two Quack says rhizo, I think she means sphere. Rhizosphere. Stacy says arable soils. Still not quite where we're supposed to be at. I think of a hint.
I guess we probably could have answered or worded the question better.
Blueberries also thrive in this type of soil environment. Let's put it that way. Someone might get it with that. Never enough time got it. Acidic.
Never enough time?
There you go. Acidic. Which you wouldn't think, but yes.
How much is that for?
That one is for 500. Good job. Sunny, heavily composted. These are all really good answers, though, guys. You guys
Keep it coming.
keep it coming. All right, what's our next one? I think we're about halfway done.
Finish ag.
I think this will be good for us to time how much time these will take if we do another one.
Mhm.
So finish ag for 500. All right. What % of the world's wastewater flows back into the environment untreated? And that's not just like human waste. This is like all
It's
wastewater, right? Animal
and-
waste, human waste goes back into the environment untreated. When I learned this percentage, I was pissed off.
And the majority of this is because
There's no regulation on animal waste treatment at all.
Yeah.
Only human. Like in human worlds, we have wastewater treatment plants that have to treat it and put it back in at a certain level. But for animals, we don't do anything. Oh, Cutter got it.
good God.
80%. 80% of the world's wastewater flows back into our environment untreated. That is crazy. Good job, Cutter.
But it was studied.
Cutter's good at his Google foo. All right, what's our next question?
But I got 2 screens up.
Right? What's our scores right now? Who's first, second, third?
I don't know. I was going to add it all up at the end.
Oh, okay. You might want to
Here, let me.
do a little bit now just to keep it. And I'll go through the questions.
So
Next
I'm gonna
question.
say-
We've got Mama Z says microbes for 100. All right. First microbe question. 1 teaspoon of rich soil contains this many bacteria. This one should be fairly easy. Makes you wonder what anybody's typical garden probably, yeah, I would say anybody's typical garden has more bacteria in it than the entire world. That's crazy. 1 teaspoon contains this many bacteria.
All right.
We have the answer of 1,000, 10,000, not quite. 1 gram of bacteria, not quite. Oh, 2 quacks got it.
Boom.
1 billion bacteria. That's 104. 2 quacks. That's a lot.
I just updated his score.
Haha.
Dang it.
Isn't that crazy though? 1 billion bacteria in 1 teaspoon of soil. Nutrient-rich soil. I guess we should say good soil. All right. What's our next one? Microbes for 200. 5 by Cutter. All right. Name a predator microorganism that's part of the nutrient cycle. We have, I think, how many do we say you could list? We have 3 that we're accepting. So if you list one of these, it's fine. Predator microorganism, part of the nutrient cycle. What?
Stacy's.
Nut 200?
No.
Velociraptor. Oh, never enough time. I think got one. Yep. Good job. Never enough time.
How much is that?
That's for 200. So we would have accepted nematodes, and I think I spelled that wrong. Nemotodes, protozoa, or microanthropods. And that's for 200. Good job. Never enough time. I think she spelled it better than I did. 𝙒𝙑𝙊𝙑. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's our next one? Nobody likes the nutrient category.
Nut for 100.
Nut for 100. Oh, there we go. We're going to do the nut. The 3 main essential nutrients for healthy plant growth are. I ordered them my first year gardening and added them to my soil. Nice. Stacy says nitrogen is 1. Never enough time says NPK.
Oh.
All 3. Nice, nice. So the answer is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, NPK.
For 100?
Hey, yeah, 100. Naked gardeners are in the house. Sid, this was like your game, bro. Skinner Farm said calcium, nitrogen, phosphorus. Close. All right, so we are down to less than half. What is our next one? Petter says nutrients for 200.
Let's go nut for 2.
Not for 2. What do plants uptake during photosynthesis? What's nice about this is if you want, you can go back and watch this later if you weren't here for it. So Skinner Farm says K. I'm not sure if he's saying K as in an answer. Stacy says carbon.
We'll accept it.
We'll accept it.
We'll accept it.
Carbon dioxide. So Stacy, we're going to go ahead and give you, that was for 200. Good job. You're on the board. Awesome. I guess we're a little more lenient. We're a little more lenient than Alex would be, I think. All right. So what's our next one? Stacy's like, finally. You could still win this, Stacy.
Go for nut for 3.
Again, we're giving away a $50 Amazon gift card for the first place, $25 for second place, and $10 for third place. Mama Z says nut for 300. Plants turn roughly 40% of this element into exudates through its root structure to attract microorganisms. You shortened ED to get carbon to get in fast.
I think it's shortened.
Stacy says nitrogen. That is not the correct answer. I am right, right? Right. Make sure I was right. Too quick says sunlight. So this would actually be an element. Oxygen, no. They actually
Release
the oxygen. This is something that they take in and put into their roots, not release up into the air for us. Never enough time says sugars.
That's what they produce.
Yeah, they produce sugar, but this is what
the element comes from.
Yeah.
But this is what the sugars come from.
This is a pretty hard one too.
I can give a
hint.
A hint. Stacy should be getting this one.
That's a really big hint. Who types faster? Cutter types faster. Cutter. Carbon. Yes. It's weird that we put those two back to back. I didn't even think about that. But well, yes.
I mean, it wasn't really
carbon.
The other one was CO2.
Yeah. As Stacy says, side piece.
How much was that one for?
300.
300?
That's funny. But yes, the answer is carbon. They take the carbon and what do? They turn it into... They
convert it. So that's where I was talking about with never enough time with the sugars.
Yeah, they turn
the carbon into your sugars, your carbohydrates, and your starches.
Yeah.
And that's what they attract the microorganisms with. So when they take in the CO2, they break it down to take the carbon, release the O2 for oxygen back to the atmosphere. And then the carbon, what they'll use in their cell structures, the roughly-ish 40, it depends on the plant. I think it actually goes between 30 and 70%, depending on the plant. They put it into the root structure as exudates, as the sugars and the starches and carbs to attract the bacteria and the fungi for the specific elements they need.
Yeah, what he said. All right, so Mama Z says nutrients for 400. As of right now, what is the commonly accepted number of elements plants need to survive? This one's going to be a hard one because you're going to get a lot of different people giving different answers. But I think if we narrow it down to Dr. Elaine Ingram is the one that has the total, right?
There's like 4 or 5 of them that have the total. The
same total?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you guys search for this, but this is the commonly accepted number of elements that plants need to survive. I think originally it was 5, but this has since changed. You might have to do some digging for this one. And I'm sure it changes as they do more research and science and comparison and stuff. 72. 7. Not quite there yet. Feel free to keep throwing out numbers, though, because this one might be a hard one.
Boom, 2 quacks.
2 quacks got it, 17. Stacy's like 1,860,528,777.
Close,
but it's 17. So 2 quacks.
And that for what is that? How much is that?
400.
400.
You guys are funny. All right, what's our next category? I'm glad you're finding this educational because I was worried that this was going to be a little bit out of it. So But I mean, it's good to know these things. Like growing up on the farm, we didn't really do any of this. So to know it now is just, yeah, you're able to Google. I expect, because I would not know the answers to these. We sat and did this over the last couple of days, but Cutter wants nutrients for 500. So the next big one.
If Never Enough Time is not Googling these,
Never Enough Time knows
they're
their
on
stuff. What is the best way to retain nutrients in your soil? And this is technically a 2-step answer, but it's all together. Like, this is the best way to retain nutrients in your soil. Mama Z says good roots. Yeah, Never Enough Time says they're not Googling, so Never Enough Time knows their stuff.
Second place.
I'm impressed. Legit impressed, Never Enough Time. And they have one of my favorite logos on their channel, so. And I love their name because I love time. We were cleaning up our garden. My thyme is already going green, so I'm really excited about that. So Naked Gardener says adding organic matter, 2 quacks organic matter and compost. You know what the answer is, right?
Actually, I forgot it. Oh, right.
We've got organic matter, compost, water conservation. How can we hint this one? This one's hard. I mean, it is the 500 answer.
So just, well, you said it's already 2-part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
UC says organic matter. Never Enough Time says organic matter and what the charcoal is called. Like biochar? Is that what you're? Water and compost. Not quite. This one might be hard. I'm trying to think how to hint it. So retaining water.
So we can go ahead.
Is like basically if you had to build your soil in a way that it could absorb the water,
well,
you would do these 2 things, right?
Well, no.
No. I'm trying to think of how to answer it.
Yeah.
Or give hints. Cutter says crop rotation.
2 farming practices.
2 farming practices? Yeah, it's 2 different farming practices, I guess. To retain nutrients in your soil. Stormwater management.
To retain it or as in keep it.
Yeah, to keep water in your soil. And this is based off of regenerative agriculture principles. So.
Yep.
And actually, the cover crop principles, these were listed in that, right? Or not the regenerative agriculture.
The summit?
No, the answer we had earlier.
Yes.
So it's part of that.
So it's part of the.
If you remember what that question was earlier about the 6 principles of regenerative agriculture.
So it's 2 of the 6.
I think it is 2 of the 6.
2 of the 6.
Number of times says organic matter mulch. Naked Gardener has one of them. No-till method.
Actually, I'm gonna say. No, she didn't. Okay.
Yeah, Naked Gardener has one of them. The no-till. If we can get the second one.
Who's getting it?
We're waiting to see. Yeah, the no-till method helps because you're not constantly digging up all of the roots and stuff that allow the water to get into the.
Well, so you're also no-till. What it does is it aerates, and the more aeration you put in, the quicker things break down.
Yeah. No-till and mulch, biodiversity, permaculture. We're getting close.
I'm gonna give that to Mama Z.
You're gonna give it to Mama Z?
Yep.
Okay. We're gonna give that to you, Mama Z, because the answer was plant year-long cover crops and don't till.
And cover crops to keep the ground covered all year. So mulch, I will count that.
Yeah, mulching. Yeah, basically keeping the ground covered and not tilling. So you got both of those.
Preferably the cover crops because it's constantly bringing in carbon and putting nutrients into the soil.
Yeah, with mulch or wood chips, it's not really bringing in anything because it's already dead, right?
Yeah, it's so you're
It'll
not,
break down.
It's not photosynthesizing.
Yeah.
So all that's doing is providing cover and not adding nutrients. You're allowing the microorganisms to break it down.
Like what kind of cover crops?
What kind of cover crops? Any kind of biodiverse, any kind of diverse crops like buckwheat, clover. I mean, a lot of people will put in radishes as a cover crop.
Hairy veg.
Veg.
Radishes would be good if you have to break up the soil.
What's another one? What's the rye? Rye.
Mm-hmm. How would you use cover crops in raised beds in cold areas?
Yeah, I would do clover. You can do. Oh, hey, this is actually going to be great for you. Thyme.
There you go. My creeping thyme. Yeah.
Yeah, our creeping thyme has covered at least the one plant covers
half of our raised bed.
4 feet of our bed.
Yeah, but the okra still comes up through it, and then we actually planted the thyme with our
kale
and peas.
Yeah,
because the peas are going up the trellis, the cattle panels that we have up, and then the thyme is just spreading across the bottom, which is great. So that would be a good one. If you can get that creeping thyme, it just spreads.
Yeah, the creeping thyme specifically, because it just covers that ground, and it's really good at
ACJM. Yeah. Do a video on your, we should do a video on ours. So then what do you do when it's time to plant again?
I just move it out of the way.
Move it out of the way, put my plant in.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see their point. It would be hard to kind of move in there, especially if it's already up high. Like if you're doing a larger transplant.
Like, you mean like
if you're putting seeds in the ground, how's it going to come up? If it's got creeping thyme there. Because that's a perennial.
Well, that's a good point, because we don't do the seeds. We just do transplants.
Yeah, we do a lot of transplants.
So I would, instead of that then, for that, if you're not doing transplants, I would probably just do like a clover or an elysium.
Ooh, elysium, yeah, would be pretty. That would bring in your beneficials.
Or if you just want straight mulch, just put hay.
Our thyme hasn't choked out the plants yet. But again, we also put in transplants, and it doesn't go up. It just kind of goes across, and most of what we plant with the thyme goes up.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of the vining plants like peas, and we don't do bush beans with them, but we'll do like vining beans with them, and those go up the trellis. And then so far it does fine, but
it's a good ground cover when you already have. I would probably say that. It's a good ground cover when you have plants established already.
She says they have creepy thyme, and it's a beast. Yeah.
So who won that one? Mama Z?
Mama Z, and that was 500.
500. Bam.
Yeah, clover would be good for Texas.
On the board.
So we'll think about that, though, as far as raised beds, and we'll see. Maybe the elysium, because I know that they suggest planting elysium with tomatoes to help prevent stuff growing around the tomatoes. And it doesn't, I mean, it's an annual, so it wouldn't really choke out your plant so much, and it's short. So any kind of short flower that kind of can spread like that maybe would be good. This is the best live. I love this. I'm a geek. Oh, we are geeking with you. I love this. All right. So what's our next category, guys? We got a couple more to go through. Oh, Papa Z said soil for 200. Sorry. So we'll go ahead and do that one. Soil building for 200. The 3 particles that make up dirt. There you go. So these are 3 particles for 200. Cutter says fungi. Now we specifically said dirt.
That's 1 particle too.
Well, that's not. Like we're thinking of like the types of dirt, right? Yeah, like the types of dirt. Paper, rock, scissors. So basically 3 types, 3 particles that make up types of dirt. Here we get silt, sand, silt, and clay.
How much was that one?
The
200?
200, yeah. Sandy still at clay.
Oh, we have a tie for second place.
There's a tie for second place between who?
Between two quacks and never enough time.
Nice. We're getting there. So what is our next category? I apologize for the coughing, guys. I'm still getting this fever taken care of. Mama Z has a good answer, though. I mean, she's really thinking through this. She says mineral, soil, organic matter, and living organisms. Soil for 3.
I would say that would count for if it was soil.
Yeah. So soil building for 300. This is the sign that your lawn is ready to be mowed again. How do you know if your lawn is ready to be mowed again, guys? It's actually fit pretty well on that little square, too, for the screen. CGM wins the double Jeopardy. We should do a double Jeopardy, but we hadn't thought that one through. Never Enough Time says seed. Angry neighbor. So that's true. Mama Z says over 5 inches. CGM says they don't have the stripes on the lawn. Right. But there's a specific sign within the grass itself that lets you know whether or not it's ready to be mowed again. Notice from the city. Dandelions. Not quite. Dandelions actually arrive for another reason in your lawn, but we can discuss that another day. We'll do that when I do my herb stuff. Hey, Raven Cat. Hey, Heaven Essentials. Stacy says wilt. Two Quack says new grass growing. What's a good hint for this one? I'm trying to think.
I don't know.
Like, is there a way you can explain why this is important? Without giving it away? My dog is so cute right now. Heaven Essential says long grass.
What do you think? Give that one? Yeah.
No grass garden on
It depends on the grass. I'm fine with giving that.
You give it for that one?
I'm fine with giving that one, just because I think this is going to be
This one might be a hard one.
hard one.
So we're going to give it to Heaven Essentials.
Heaven Essentials.
The answer is actually the tips of your grass comes to a point. I don't know if you've ever, like, you know, when you sit in your yard and you're playing and you start plucking grass and stuff, when it doesn't have a point, it's just got that flat edge. But it's when, and this is something Joel Salatin, I think, even talks about, right?
Yeah.
You want that grass to be back at its point before you mow it again.
How much points is that?
That
3?
one was 300, yes. Look at you having Essentials already in the game.
Yeah, so when you cut your grass, it's going to cut that blade straight off. And if you don't allow that blade to come back to a point, that means the plant itself is not recuperated or recovered from that horrific issue.
Right.
It's still stressed. So when you cut it, it sloughs off roots to grow that plant back up, and then the roots have to go back down.
Mm-hmm.
So if you cut it and you cut it again before it gets a point, your root system is just shallowing up and shallowing up and shallowing up. So you're not letting your roots grow back down, breaking up the soil. You get more compacted. You eventually get a lot of water, standing water. If you're flat, if you're on a hill, it's just going to run.
Yeah. Hey, for Men in Hempstead. All right. So what is our next category, guys? We're getting down to the wire, and it's still anybody's game. Again, our first place winner will win a $50 Amazon gift card, second place $25, and third place $10.
Real quick question. For Men in Homestead asked, isn't that how hummus is created, or humus?
Humus.
As long as the plant has the time to recover, because each time it's cut, it's going to slough off the roots, which is the number one organic matter that gets put into your soil anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with grazing. Grazing is doing the exact same thing. They're cutting off the plant. But if you do it too often, you get the overgrazing. You get the overmowing. Your roots shallow up and your soil doesn't get broken up.
We have another question. CGM says, how long is a grass root now? That's a good question. So how long is a grass root?
That depends on
It depends on your
the type
grass.
of the grass. Like ryegrass. I want to say it's perennial ryegrass, because there's winter rye, there's annual rye, but a perennial ryegrass, I think they've been up to between 4 and 8 feet long for their roots, and they're only like a 6 to an 8 inch blade of grass. But it's only going to do like a percentage. It's not going to do like a whole section of the root.
Did I do this wrong? There we go. Wrong one. All right. So Cutter says soil for 4. So we're going to knock out that soil building category with, what is the proper fungi to bacteria ratio for the average garden vegetable crop? And we specifically say garden vegetable crop because things like corn are different. But your average garden vegetable crop, what is the proper fungi to bacteria ratio? Skinner Farm also asked, well, I'll answer. We'll do that one after the answer. But we'll get your answer up there, or your question up there. But Naked Gardener actually answered it. So yeah, there you go. They're also a very good channel if you have not seen the Naked Gardeners for soil education, because Sydney over there is just as much of a nerd as Donald when it comes to soil science. So let's see. Naked Gardener says 3 to 1. Heaven Essential says 2 to 1. Fermented says 101. And 2 Quack says 0.38 to 0.8. But I know none of them are the answer that we have down.
Yeah.
And this is just your average garden crop. If you had to have a particular ratio for your entire garden and not worry about specifically something different for a particular plant, this is what you would want it to be, if that makes sense. CGM says you're not a nerd, you're just a very knowledgeable person. Don't tell him that.
Correct, CJ.
So we haven't gotten the right answer quite yet. Heaven Essential says 50-50.
2 quacks.
2 quacks got it? Where'd I see it? Did I miss it? 1 to 1. Now, is 50-50 the same as 1 to 1?
Yep.
Well, Heaven Essentials would have gotten it first,
Oh.
one, right?
Did they say 50-50?
Yeah.
Oh, well then yeah.
Sorry. But yes, 1 to 1 or 50-50.
So Heaven Essentials.
Yes, Heaven Essentials. Whoops. And that's 400 points for them. All right, we're getting down to the wire. Court, you drink so loud, bro. What is our next category? This may actually run to 10:30.
It's going to run till someone wins.
Till someone wins. Or I pass out from my fever.
I see Microbes for 4.
Oh, I haven't seen that one pop up yet.
It's Cutters.
Is it? Oh, there it is. Microbes for 4. What is the smallest and most hardy microbe in soil? This one should be fairly easy. Skinner says that just seems awfully tall for your lawn to look nice.
That's one of those deals where it's, do you want your lawn to look nice by adding chemicals?
Or do you want it to be functional?
Or do you want it to be healthy and just a little bit taller? I mean, if it's healthy, I mean, you're probably looking at least 4 inches of a blade grass.
2 quacks. I think you got it. Microorganisms is sort of right, but this is which microorganism, and 2 quacks had it. Bacteria is the
boom, there it is.
Smallest and most hardy microbe. Sorry, Naked Gardeners.
2 quacks, and how much was that?
400.
400. Oh.
And what are we at now? Is this is getting close, right?
Oh, it's close.
It's still be anybody's game. We still got some big numbers on the screen here. Naked Gardener says, boo. Ew.
So right now in first place is Cutter with 1,800 points. 2 Quacks in second place with 1,600. Never Enough Time with 1,200.
All right. So let's see who's got it.
Okay, then Skinner, yeah. So it's really just, if you just let it grow up a little bit taller, you're going to have a healthier lawn, healthier yard, healthier soil. And it's just, like I said, the grass are just going to be a little bit taller. I think we have to get out of the mindset. A lot of people have that mindset. With Chris and I were talking about it before, where people want that putting green look. And putting greens can't get that look without chemicals.
Yeah, or even paint.
I mean, paint. Yeah, sometimes they paint them.
Our dad, he mows our lawn. He mows it too often so that it's so dry and so compacted, because there's no reason for the grass to even try to get down deeper into the ground, because it's always so fucking short. Sorry, my leg is always so short. So microbes for 500. Great.
Now let's go there.
Mama sees. When protozoa and nematodes consume other microbes, they release nitrogen as what? Eat all the microbes. I actually don't know the answer for this one, so let me look it up. Oh, okay, there it is. All right, I know the answer now. I just have to look it in my spreadsheet. Let's see. Nikki Garner said gas. Mama Z's Texas Kitchen said carbon. Nikki Garner's also said waste and poop. I actually thought about doing minerals, pineapples, farts, tartar sauce.
Tartar sauce.
Tartar. I actually thought about doing a video on the history of lawns and how we've somehow over the last, couple hundred years transitioned into lawns as, the status symbol, like they were done in the, I guess, 1500s or whatever. But I don't know whether Donald doesn't think it'd be an interesting video. I think we were talking about it, but I still might do it. Just even for my research, I like researching and then putting that research into a video. I think would be nice. So no correct answers quite yet. Mama Z says she thinks it would. So there, Donald.
What's that?
The history of lawns video.
Well, to me, it's not interesting because it's one of those, like I go to YouTube for a specific purpose. I need a question answered.
Oh, never enough time. Got it.
Oh,
ammonium. I like the idea of the history because, like, I remember reading or watching a video that I never knew. It was just a tidbit of information that I never would have looked up, and I didn't look this up. But understanding that London and London City were two different areas and governed by two different, I guess, governances. Like, I never knew that. I never knew that was a thing. But once I ran across this video, I was like, huh, that's fascinating. That's what I kind of think a lawn video would be like. That kind of stuff.
500.
Yeah, that's 500.
And Never Enough Time just surpassed 2 Quacks for second place.
All right, but we still got 3 more to go. So who we got? Yeah, I love history too. I really do. I'm obsessed. History is fascinating and scary.
There is 100 points separating first, second, and third place.
I hope I never get craving to do a video on the history of Lilith and Adam and Eve, but we won't go there. Microbes. All right, so microbes for 300. So soil microorganisms need this type of element to exist. I don't know if I want to open up that door cutter.
What?
I was talking about doing the video about the history of Lilith and Adam and Eve, but I don't.
Oh.
I don't think I would be popular with that video. Papa Z says carbon dioxide. I say we take it. It's carbon the answer. Yes. So Papa Z's on the board. Carbon.
We said carbon for carbon dioxide before, so yeah.
Yeah, that's why I went
I'm
with
fine
that.
with taking carbon dioxide for
So
carbon.
Papa Z's got 300 points. Good job. 2 more questions to go, and we'll know our winner. Still could be anybody's game.
And that's
Well, not
300.
anybody's game, but it could be at least somebody in the top 3's game. Stacy says 200. So we're doing fungi for 200.
And
What are the 3 functional groups of fungi? Let me grab the answer because I remember looking this up. This is actually an educational paper that I read that had this, and I was like, eh.
now, and I will say for the nitrogen question, the amount of nitrogen available will be limited for the most part because plants will only ask for it when they need it. So they'll be asking
Mush mold yeast.
which microorganism they want. If they need zinc, they'll be bringing in a certain microorganism for that zinc and back and forth like that.
Cutter said 3 words that I don't recognize.
I recognize those.
Did they relate to this question, what we were asking? Do you want me to tell you what the answers were that we had?
Yes.
And
I have no idea. I don't think they do.
okay, just wanted to make sure. So according to the answers we have, that is not there yet. But if any of these words mean those things, then I don't know.
And we apologize.
And we apologize because they're big, long words, and ours are more simple.
So I tell you what, let me Google.
Why don't you Google that real quick? Have you tried Breathe or Peppermint from doTERRA? I don't have any doTERRA here, unfortunately. I just started getting sick today. I don't know what my fever is. The cough is minimal, but it's there, unfortunately. Mushrooms, mold, and yeast. Not quite where we're going with this one. I'm wondering I mean, this was directly out of a educational paper, so I don't think we worded it wrong.
No, these. So no.
Did you Google it?
Yeah.
Okay. So not quite there yet.
That's a specific type of.
Yeah. This is a group of fungi. Like they're divided into these 3 groups.
I would say.
Or yeah.
These 3, 3 types, 3 functions.
Yeah. What do they do? Did you see mine? Let me see. Mama Z said, yeah, those weren't it either.
And this is what a lot of people are just getting from the Google, because Google's a whore.
You can't say that on.
Oh, they own this, don't they?
Yeah, I think I'm taking echinacea and no, I'm not taking echinacea. I'm taking elderberry.
Elderberry, yeah.
And fire cider, and I took some Tylenol earlier.
Okay, so.
Oh, we're getting close. Parasites, recyclers, and symbionts. What's a symbiont? I wonder if that's one of the ones
let me
covered.
see if that's what that is.
I think we're getting close.
Whisper the one of the other ones for me. Let's see what that is.
We're checking to see if these answers are correct or not, just with different words. I feel like Alex Trebek checking with his little ear thing.
Okay, so I will say we accept
We accept parasites.
Where is it? Heaven Essentials.
All three of those?
Yes.
Parasites, recyclers, and symbionts.
Yep.
Okay. So the actual answer from the paper that we read. Oh,
wrong one.
Wrong one. That's
you
not
put
bad.
the wrong.
I put the wrong thing in there. So let me type it in because I apparently copied and pasted the wrong answer in that thing. It's actually
Jokes on y'all. It's brassicas.
no, it's decomposers, mutalisks, and pathogens are the three groups of fungi. And parasites, recyclers, and symbionts.
I'm saying the parasites are the pathogens.
Yeah.
Recyclers are the decomposers.
Yeah.
And the symbionts are the
mutalisks.
Mutalisks.
Yeah. So that was Heaven Essentials for, what was that one? 200.
200.
I don't know why I put the brassicas in there. All right. So we got one more. Oh, never enough time asked to explain.
Explain what?
What is it that you want us to explain? Sorry. I actually could probably find that paper again that I was reading. I'll wait and see what they say.
Are you talking about explaining the Heaven Essentials? I knew it was brassicas.
Last answer and what they do. That paper's in the shed right now too.
So it's the decomposers are the ones, you know, they decompose or they recycle is why I'm using accepting the recyclers. Pathogens and the parasites are the ones that are pathogens. They break down and they make everything bad and sick. Mutalisks are the ones that they live a symbiotic nature with each other. So they'll attach themselves to another plant. And those two organisms, the fungi and the plant or whatever, they require each other to live.
Here's the paper that we actually got this from. I found it. Thank goodness for Chrome history. And let's see, it's on the first page. So this is the 3 functional groups of fungi, and it explains what decomposers, mutalisks, and the pathogens are and why they group them up that way. So that may help, but that's where we got that answer from.
Cutter, I forgot what that one was called, but
see you, Stacy.
It's some type of fungus that brings ants to life and puppets them. I forgot what it's called though. I remember that in a podcast.
Yeah. All right, so one more answer, guys, and then we are done, and we'll see who our winner is. This farming practice severs the hyphae and breaks up the mycelium. This one actually should be pretty easy, so.
Stacy, no answer to B.
What are the ones that pilot ants? Oh yeah, those are weird.
Yeah.
Those they're like some kind of parasite or something.
It's a parasite. I think it's a parasite fungus.
Yeah.
Boom. Cutter
got it. The answer is tilling. What was that one?
That was 400.
Yes, for 400. Tilling was actually put into a really good analogy. And I forget who made this analogy, but tilling your garden is like taking a city and then raising it and expecting them to rebuild every time.
Raising as in RAZE.
Yeah, like destroying it and then expecting it to rebuild every time is what you do when you're tilling your garden, because you've got that whole interconnected web of fungus and bacteria and microbes and all of that just kind of in there. And you're like, you know what? Screw you. I'm going to till you up and throw you into the wind.
Yep.
So who's our winners?
All right. So first place is Cutter.
Woohoo!
With 2,200 points.
You get $50 Amazon gift card.
Second place is Never Enough Time with 1,700 points.
$25 gift card.
Third place is Two Quacks.
$10 gift card.
1,600 points.
Awesome. If you guys, I know Cutter knows how to get a hold of us, but if you guys want to message us through Instagram or Facebook with your email, I think, associated with your email. I think that's how we would send it. We'll get that sent out to you. If not tonight, tomorrow morning. I might pass out after this. I don't know. So no-till is way easier to write. Why not make it easy?
And this was fun.
This was fun. I'm glad I came up with the idea.
Great idea.
I was actually on Tyler Bushcraft's channel. I go over there a lot to some of the prepper community channels and bushcraft channels and foraging channels. And he was doing a prepper Jeopardy. I didn't know any of the answers hardly, but it was a lot of fun. I picked up the URL. It's actually jeopardylabs.com if you ever want to do this on your channel. And you just input your answers correctly, not brassicas for the correct or the wrong answer there. But and then you can share your screen. And it works really well. So that was awesome. Bless the next winner. I just had a great time. Aw. Never Enough Time is awesome.
Bless the next winner.
Yes. Who would be the next winner? If that would make us move 2 quacks up to second, right?
So 2 quacks then would be second place. Third place would be Mama Z.
Mama Z, you get a $10 gift card, Mama Z. That's awesome. Thank you, Never Enough Time. Actually, since we're at the end of things, and I think Skinner Farm's still here. I
Josh,
just want
you still
to,
here?
if you're not, I'm going to do this anyway. We do a channel shout out for every one of our lives just to share the love a little bit. And Skinner Farm is our channel shout out today because he's almost always at our lives, if not always at our lives. And he is extremely knowledgeable, asks really good questions, and is a really good follower of our channel. So check out Skinner Farms, follow his channel, and that is our channel shout out for today. So.
What are you at right now, Josh? Let's see.
Yep, you are second, or 2 quacks. Heaven Essentials just wants to pass on the love, or not Heaven Essentials. Never Enough Time wants to pass on the love. So, yeah, no participation ribbon. Did you write down the winners too?
I got them. Yeah, I got them on
Perfect.
I got them on docs.
Never Time, that's awesome. We'll probably put you as our channel shout out next week for being so awesome. So thank you guys for participating. And thank you for, again, those 2 books we mentioned earlier, the 𝙒𝙖𝙔𝙎 and
Do you want to?
yeah, I'll put them up real quick. So the 2 books that we talked about earlier, we have links with Amazon affiliates in the description of this video. 𝙒𝙖𝙔𝙎 is a really good concept that we're interested in exploring for a small scale regenerative agriculture. And then we did Entangled Life by Merlin Sheldrake, which is about fungi. So these are 2 books that we recently bought. And of course, we bought the new camera that I'm going to play with a lot tomorrow, I think, just to get some vitamin D. And I already took some pictures of Donald that turned out really well. So I'm really looking forward to playing with that. And Donald, again, is taking Gabe Brown's course now on regenerative agriculture. So we're going to be taking a lot of that information in my course from Rosemary Gladstar on herbalism that I'm taking and combining all of that into information on their channel, which we're really looking forward to. And thank you guys. Yes, I'm hoping to get better. We will see. What was Donald's new soiling? Yeah, there it is. So that is his. I actually am going to work on his website this week and get that up. I have to force him to sit down and get out of the garden so we can do this. So I'm working on it. Awesome. Thank you guys.
2 quacks wants to know if you does he need to message you on Facebook with?
Yeah, that would be fine. Just the email address, because we're just doing the digital gift card because it's easier. So just message us on either Facebook or Instagram. Or you can email us, copperkettlefarms@gmail.com. That works also. And I'll get them out either tonight or tomorrow morning if I don't pass out tonight. So thank you guys so much. It was a really fun live. I really appreciate that. And don't forget to thumbs up on your way out. And we will see you guys next Sunday. And now that we have a camera, maybe we'll get some videos out. So
Maybe next day or 2?
maybe the next day or 2. Donald's off all week, so there's no excuse. None.
Were you looking at me when you said that?
Yeah, kind of. I'm like out of it, so. Awesome. See you guys later. Take care.
Peace.
Oh, I have to do my thingy.
You're not doing your thingy?
Shh.
You have to do your thingy.